What's going on, y'all? Listen, I know the notification said 5:15, but I came in a little bit early to give some people some time who may not have gotten the notification or who have gotten not have gotten it yet, or to see what the fuck I'm doing myself because this video is pretty much kind of a test run, but I wanted to see how well it worked out. Anyway, before I get started, before I do anything else or go another further, as your pastor would say, please do not forget to hit the subscribe bell so that when I upload these videos or go live like I'm doing now, you can be one of the first ones to jump in like somebody has already done, and jump in the comments section and let me know what you think about the video. Also, please make sure to hit the thumbs up button, share the video, and all that good stuff with the rest of your cousins. Now, again, I'm just already here in the Zoom waiting room. Getting ready for the people to come in, the cousins and whatnot and shit. I'm over here. I done fucked around and got full of that oil. Look, I wasn't supposed to be doing a live, but I'm not supposed to be starting until, like I told you, I'm moving to the studio next month. And I'm probably gonna get some backlash from management, like from the 9 to 5. But who gives a fuck? I am the boss. I am the owner of the show. So I decided while I'm sitting up in here doing nothing, I wanted to do a test run and see how the live would work. So the background and everything, this is not supposed to be. There's some other stuff that's still in the works, but again, I guess when you're the one that stands out front, you're the business owner, you can do whatever the fuck you want. So when everybody else ain't around, this is what I'm doing. Hey, Chastity Brown and Rose Easy. She said, who the hell killed where Wendy Williams is at? I guess she saw the topic of tonight. Listen, I only have a few things, and I'm doing this live on my own because I know you guys feel like, yeah, cousin be making all them fucking excuses and shit. His ass be at the house doing nothing, working his 9 to 5, laying up in the bed, sipping on frozen martinis and frozen nipples and all that shit. No, I've done several videos that I've tried to post, and they did not post because of some kind of delay in the YouTube sector, and they bounced back. And I end up, and one video was like an hour and 42 minutes. So I've done a whole lot in the week's time since I've been absent, and they've been rejected. So that is why I'm deciding to try and tap into the live stream, which I will be doing more of. Chastity Brown said, I like the background. Yeah, this ain't even supposed to be the background. It's supposed to be some whole other shit going around on back here in the bike. But like I said, I decided to do. Yeah, Rose, YouTube ain't easy. And this is my first time actually going live by myself in my setting. Usually I would have had the girls with me, Warrior Mom and all those young ladies with me. But and I'm nervous as shit. Right now, I've been drinking this alcohol and carrying on. Y'all know I'm on blood pressure medicine. I got nervous bladder, so at any moment I got to get up and go pee. So I'm trying to do what I can. Rose, hit me up. I can teach you a few things on what I know so far to show you on how to do the with YouTube and whatnot. Like I say, I always encourage growth, so I want to show you how to make sure you do what you can. Thank you, Rose. I mean, I know, but they were a good asset to bounce back, bounce off of with energies and things like that and comments. And you'll learn, Rose, when you start your, doing your recordings and whatnot, it's a little difficult to just speak on your own. And I'm saying that from this standpoint because that's what I've been dealing with the most. It's been the most difficult for me, but I'm adjusting. And and I know it's no shade. I know it's no shade. I know you love them. You can't help but love them. That's why the reasons I brought them aboard is for yeah. But look, y'all, it's only 3 people in the room. I know I'm using a software, one of the new softwares that I used when I had the girls on, and I'm using it again now as a catalyst to get to the family, to the cousins and everybody. And one of the things I noticed is when I was using it, it didn't always send out the notifications when I did a live. So I've been on 5 minutes now. So I'm going to give a couple of more minutes and then I'm going to jump into the topics. And those who are here with me, thank you for being here. I love you guys so much and I appreciate you for everything that you do. For those who aren't at that time, they're going to have to catch it when it actually posts. But yeah, like I said, I've been putting a couple of things out, and what is happening is I got the new fucking what you call it, systems and what you call that shit, equipment. That's what it is, equipment. And I've been learning behind the scenes how to use it. So this is part of me testing myself to see how well I've learned it. Rose E said, AJ, I don't mean to but you but you mean why don't you tell the secret to your hair growth? Um, I I don't know. I don't know. Uh, I actually, I just gotten it done today. Well, yesterday, and so what I did, she wanted to clip some off, and I wouldn't. I mean, he wanted to clip. We were supposed to be clipping some off, right? And that was the discussion I wanted to have, but I never said anything. But so today I went in when was at home and I started just snipping and at the broken pieces or the tear offs or whatever, the broken edges. But what do I do for my hair? That's a so my hair regimen is I do a detox, which right now I'm actually due for a detox, which consists of apple cider vinegar and baking soda. Rose, will I drop the link later? Well, shit, Rose, we here now. I've got a few minutes to wait. Somebody just go ahead and say it. But the things that I do is I get different oils like coconut oil, jojoba oil, just different oils, and I apply them to my scalp, and I always like put a little bit in my hand. I don't know if you're supposed to do that or not, but that's what I do. Put a little in my hand, and I always massage my edges and my ends, right? I don't know. My mom just turned 76, and she's the only cousin in her line or sister that has a full fucking head of hair. And she's been honestly with us as raising us and herself, she's been using a lot of mane and tail. Baby conditioned my hair yesterday with a shampooed it with mane and tail along with what I use. So mane and tail, I will tell you, is a good ingredient because all of my mom's kids, my oldest sister, she has a head of hair like mine. My baby sister, hers is cut short. She has a full head of hair. Both of my brothers, and then we're some kind of Indian, native. I don't know what the fuck you want to call it, but I don't want to be that stereotypical black brother that says I'm mixed with some kind of Indian. But that's part of it. My mom's mom had hair down to her butt. So, I mean, I'm sure that plays a factor as well. I've never really grown my hair out until maybe starting in 2011, 2012, something like that. But yeah, but mane and tail product is one of the things I lean on sometimes, and what I was raised with. So my mom took very good care of our hair, although sometimes she fucked around and put them fucking, what you call them things, them fucking dukes and shit in my head and all that shit. I went to school and people thought I was a little Hispanic boy. Even the teachers thought I was Mexican. The ones that didn't know my mom, they thought I was a little Hispanic boy for a long time. So, I go to school, my shit was laid, slayed, smothered, and covered, and mom would sit there and straighten the bitch hair out. You know what I'm saying? You got to sit just like my sister and them. And I don't understand why sometimes they don't understand why the fuck I turned out gay. Yeah, I mean, come on, y'all put me in some shit that I ain't had no business being in. When y'all straighten the other gal's hair, they throw me in a chair too, put what that thing is, a Duke Wellington, whatever the fuck is in your head, and straighten your shit. And then what was left of it, they sit me in a chair too and throw the towel around and put the clip on that motherfucker and throw that hot comb on that gas stove and started straightening out my shit. So I know how my sisters, how they felt, with, doing shit like that. The infamous duck duck, trying not to get the nape of their shit cooked. So, and if y'all ladies out there know what I'm talking about, they had a straight comb put to your shit, listen, hello. That's why they don't fuck with it no more. This cup I'm drinking out of, y'all, is green, so I really don't care. Like I said, a test run. It is what it is. I'm probably gonna get in trouble, but I don't give a fuck because I'm the owner, I'm the boss. But so enough time has passed. I done spent well over enough time. So listen, let's jump into the topics real quick that I got listed. I have 5, and the reason I'm doing this is because YouTube has been giving me such a tough time uploading my videos till I'm so ready. Y'all gonna get so many more lives out of me till it's not even fucking funny. So I have 5 topics that has blessed my spirit, has hit my shundo, and I'm going to share those with y'all. And while y'all in the comment section, I would love to know what y'all think. Now, I'm not going to be before you very long. That's the same shit your pastor told you this morning, but you all know how it turned out, right? But anyway, what do I want to start with? Because there's some that touched my heart and some that didn't. Cousin already told us she don't give a fuck where Wendy Williams is at. So, but I'm gonna skip to something else. So y'all know that last week there were the Stellar Awards that were held, right? And Kim D. Burrell, Big Kim as I call her, she was being honored during this year's Stellar Awards. And so everybody got up and sang and screamed and did their Hallelujah Yankee Doodle and all this here and whatnot and so forth and carrying on. And so Big Kim got up there, as you know, they all do when they're being honored. She got up to tell everybody, I want to apologize to the LGBTQ community because I realize that we all need to accept and embrace God's people so that we can be a collective and get to that higher plateau, yada, 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 ixo and facto and all that other stuff, right? And that is so important. And we're talking about it because Big Kim has been one of those people that I've reported on in the past. And she's been one of those people who has said so many derogatory things about the LGBTQ community. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've said some derogatory shit about the LGBTQ community. Certain people in it, should I say, because I don't judge people by what they do or how they live per se. I'm also go about the person and what they present to me as a person, a human being, how they act and how they present themselves and stuff like that. I myself have told y'all before in my past videos that Big Kim D. Burrell has I've had many interactions with her. And one of them did not sit horses with me when she told me something about, come by. I was there to sing at her church. Come by and yada, yada, yada. They were doing some kind of thing for her brother when he died and all this shit. Came by and all of a sudden this bitch wanted to start spinning all this bullshit about the gays, the fags, and yada, yada, yada. So I decided to get up. We decided to get up and exit stage left. And she wanted to meet us at the door while someone else was speaking and, mention up, what's going on and why we're leaving and all that different shit. It's like, oh, nothing. We got another engagement, to go to another singing engagement. I left because the bitch was being disrespectful. And why do you say that? My thing is, I don't expect everybody to accept it, but respect each other's differences, each other's likes, each other's interests and stuff like that. I would say, if I was pastoring her church or my church and saying, if she was to come there and she was an overweight woman and her heels are rolling over to the left, I wouldn't sit up there and preach gluttony and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't preach big back energy and all that kind of stuff because I'm not trying to demean anybody's character or their way of living or what the fuck they might be trying to come out of. Who knows? Or what they're living with or got going on. But to hear her apologize to the LGBTQ community, one of the things she said, even during her rant, was I don't know what LGBTQ is. It could be for all I know, is let God be true quickly. And it could. Because let's just be honest. Gay folks are the only motherfuckers that love people unconditionally, other than motherfuckers that's playing in our face and, treating us like a dog, or, doing stuff like that, cheating on us and shit like that. We got a problem with those things. Same everyday general things that, a heterosexual would have. But I feel like seeing that apology, to me, brings me to a point of saying, first of all, ain't nobody asked for it. We don't even give a fuck if you apologize, if you don't apologize, if you agree, you don't agree. It wasn't even warranted per the LGBTQ community. And as far as the acceptance of it, it seems like it was faked in a motherfucker anyway. So, I mean, at the end of the day, more people go along to get along. And I'm going to tell you what I can have to say to double that factor. I was watching Larry Reed message, that girl was watching Larry Reed, and Larry Reed was making a good point. She has connections that I may not have, at the present moment in the gospel industry, right? And she found out that while Kim Burrell was up to be honored during the Stellar Awards for this year and her good works and good face and being a good Christian and all that good stuff there, the bottom line was the people were not ready to accept her unless she had an apologetic speech prepared to the LGBTQ community. Now, that's what I heard. That's what I had heard. That's what I had heard. Rose said could care less. Exactly. We could really care less because the apology came under the pretenses of forceful. In order for her, in her mind, to hit her next plateau in the gospel industry, because she's always said, I ain't never sold 1 million records and y'all ain't never did it, yada, yada, yada. That's because you're doing shit like you've done in the past years, is ridicule people and down other motherfuckers and talk about them like a dog. When we all know Kim Burrell was just a motherfucking fork spoon away from being on My 600-Pound Life versus being a gospel singer. We all know she was ready to be over there when they come in there busting up in that bitch with them cameras and somebody up in there taking care of her like her sister that sings just as well as she does, or another family member at that time, such as her brother. There was somebody up in there willing to order this bitch some Domino's pizza, or go on there and rustle up a meatloaf and some fried cabbage and some mashed taters, some rice and gravy, 50 weight gravy or some shit, and serve her big ass while she up in there sitting up in the bedroom. You were just a fuck away. And my thing is, she should be on her big ass oxtail looking motherfucking knee. But I said then, but not now, because y'all know she probably been on Ozempic. But she should have been on her knees, thanking God for another day that it could, like Kiara said, it could have went another way. She could have been a big bitch over there on My 600-Pound Life, where they had to cut the wall out, bust the doors down and shit, bringing what the thing's called wrecking ball to hoist her big ass out of a room and get her over onto a gurney, which it was probably going to take 15 men to hoist up into an ambulance and get her down to where she needed to be in order to get her to see Dr. Now. So it could have went another way. She should have been on her knees praying for that and thanking the Lord for that instead of fucking with the gays, because nobody really don't care. I know I don't give a fuck about her apology. I've met her so many times in person. We've had this conversation over and over again. And listen, I'm good. And I'm pretty sure I speak for the latter of the gay community, the LGBTQ community, the let God be true quickly community. I speak for the latter of them when I say we really don't care. We have bigger fish to fry. And when I say we have bigger fish to fry, moving on to the next thing. Now, the Sonya Massey shooting. I have watched that video, unfortunately, over and over and over and over and over and over again. I can't say that I haven't felt a ways about it at all, because I know I have, right? We all have. Sandra Massey or Sonya Massey, whatever, I'm gonna say whatever. Sonya Massey was basically shot by a police officer that she called out to check out the perimeters of her home, saying that she saw someone or heard something outside. And somewhere along the way, a boiling pot of water came into play, and I'm guessing a Glock came into play. And the officer, after we watched the footage, the woman might have gotten the water off the stove. She put it over there on the sink, just as I suspected. When everybody was sitting there saying they saw the pot where she tried to toss it on him, the pot wasn't even red. The pot was one of them old pots your grandma gave you before she passed away, you know, and left you one of them motherfuckers she been cooking with before you was even born. It was that kind of pot. It was the kind that if your grandma taught you anything, you got to get some red Heinz ketchup, and when that, because it's scorched on the bottom too bad, and you ain't got no money to buy no new pots, and you want to make them bitches look good because company coming over, you turn that bitch bottom side up, squirt a little ketchup on the back of it on the bottom, and get you one of them Brillo scrubbing pads and scrub that motherfucker. And it comes brand new. That was the kind of pot she had. But she hadn't put the ketchup on there and scrubbed it, right? When she went down, it was the mitten. Now, some people say, oh, yeah, she deserved it because she was on some fuck shit. She was doing something, trying to toss that water on that man. But me, as by trait of an attorney, because I ain't never been in law school. I ain't no attorney. I went to nursing school. Something in me says that we need to review the evidence. I'm on the side of the family right now because there was one point I was on the side of the officer thinking, okay, because if you saw she had a wristband on that says she may have just gotten out of the hospital, whether that be mental hospital or just a regular hospital, there was a wristband on her wrist. I was watching it. Maybe she just got out of a loony bin and she decided to hawk that water on that man's ass. But reviewing that video, there was a pot holder in her hand. And for the fact, too, that prior to the shooting that he said, I wish you would throw that water on me because I'm going to shoot you in your fucking face, is what he said. If you don't believe me, go back and watch the video. Now, fuck that. We getting into some serious shit now. Y'all need to come on, jump in the comment section and let me know what y'all think. I don't know if maybe I'm behind on the comment section, child. Okay. There we go. I'm still learning some shit. So I know how to pin it now. I gotta know how to pin it to the thing so y'all can see the comments that people are putting up. Okay. But for the fact that he said that prior to shooting her in the head, I don't know if there were 2 shots, 1 shot. We know for sure 1. But if it was all 3 rounds that he shot, we know from the autopsy that was said 1 shot went to her head. And after all that, his partner was saying, I'm gonna go to the car and get my kit and get, come back and try to render services, life-saving services to Sonya Massey. The officer that shot her said, no worries, ain't no use, no point, because it was a headshot. That to me would be the kill shot and the nail in his fucking coffin if I was the family's attorney, the attorney general, whatever the fuck you want to call him, the opposing attorney. I wanted to go to jail. I had a friend that was on the phone and we were watching it over and over again. And the friend said, oh, because I know there's someone out there. Oh, yeah, that woman was doing some stupid shit. And that man should have shot her ass because she was going to douse that hot water on that man. But friend, I want to say to you, if you're watching this live, bitch, because I ain't but 5 people up in here, I'm going through all this motherfucking trouble to go through these videos or this live. I want to see you go back and slow that video down even more. So it was 2 pot holders that Sonya had in her hand. And one of them was red. And I think that made folk think that was the pot. Now, unless there's been some digitizing shit, manipulation going on, I don't believe it. But I will say this to that fact because I got to move on. Fry that motherfucker. Fry that motherfucker like the piece of bacon he looked. He already peeled like a piece of bacon. Go ahead and brown him on both sides and make him crispy. Because if we allow shit like this, it is going to feed further into more things in which Donald Trump or some others over there on that side have planned and plotted for later on, which is basically making sure that officers are exempt from, murder or any kind of crime, and they're doing their jobs on the street and all this shit. Sometimes you can overdo your job. That's all I can say. And sometimes you doing other shit besides your job. You got a whole personal agenda that nobody has anything to do with or care nothing about. Exactly, Chastity. Turn that motherfucker into fried cracklings. Fry that motherfucker like, you know what? I'm from a time where they used to fry bacon in a cast iron skillet. Then I evolved to a point of putting my bacon in the oven. And that will give me a good crisp. But how many of y'all out there know that if you take that bacon and drop it in the either put it in the air fryer or drop it in a batch of grease in the little fryer, that shit'll crisp up so motherfucking fast. Fry his ass just like you would drop a piece of bacon in a motherfucking piece in a batch of grease. Fry him. He's well deserving of it because listen, again, had he not made that phrase he said before the shooting prior to, it would have led me to listening to my friend. And it's also not an attorney and say, well, that's what it is. But I'm glad I'm a Sagittarius and I decide to involve myself and decide to, engage and investigate. And looking at the shit, that's not what it was turned out to be. And I want us all together to say on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, fry that motherfucker. Fry him. Give him life. I know some of y'all don't agree out there, but for those of you who don't agree, fuck you. That's all I can say. Fuck you. And fuck him too. Because it shouldn't be allowed. There were so many options that they had. I saw attorneys that said they could have retreated from the house if, in fact, they thought that she had a pot of hot boiling water to throw on them. You do what you can to save the person, not to take them down. And of all the places he could have shot her, in the head, you could have shot her in the bite, in the ass buns, in the foot. There's a few places you could have shot that woman. But as far as me being on the jury, y'all don't want me down there on the jury because I'm telling y'all right now, my vote is I ain't got no gavel, but guilty, 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 guilty. That motherfucker guilty. I done broke the band. Guilty. Now, wait a minute. Shit. I done broke my bracelet now. What else we got on here, y'all? Like I said, it's a test run because I ain't been on the thing. And it ain't showing like it was supposed to. I'm trying to see what the fuck. All right. So next, because I ain't got to really hurry up because shit, and I ain't recording now, so it don't make no difference. On to Regina Shell. Regina Shell, where in the world is Wendy Williams, y'all? I know, Chastity, you say you don't give no fuck. But listen, Chastity, this just plays into the part where they have the ploy or the plot where they have all these famous folk that's disappearing or being cloned or dead or turning up dead real quick. And all of a sudden, we find out some governmental shit. You know what I'm saying? Some shit that we ain't know nothing about. Ain't nobody told us. We ain't heard nothing, but they done found some new shit to throw out there to us. I'm just saying. Am I right or wrong about it? I'm right. So, I mean, I'm now let's listen. Regina Shell does give the energy. If y'all saw her, she gives the energy of, remember that woman? I can't remember her name right off the top of my head, but that woman that came out that said she was Whitney Houston's good friend, the best friend, and all that good stuff there. And turned out we watched all the different stuff and the documentaries and carrying on and whatnot and so forth and all this different shit. And we found out that That woman was munching on Whitney Houston's charcuterie board. Now, y'all can't tell me. Now, I can't call her name off the top of my head, but y'all know who I'm talking about. When that woman came out and said she was Whitney Houston's friend and she had all them pictures and shit, she was hanging up on the Whitney, hanging around Whitney, and had all the evidence. And she said that Sissy and them and all them and Bobby Brown them had wanted her from around Whitney because they wanted to make sure that their purposes were served with Whitney, right? When I tell y'all, Regina Shell was given like family reunion or Easter Sunday at the barbecue down to the crawfish bar thing after church type bulldagger type energy. And now listen, I'm saying she was given, if y'all seen this woman and y'all watched anything, if y'all seen a picture of her, y'all know all day long she is giving stud energy. I'm gonna say that because I know at the end of the day, some of those terms I just mentioned a minute ago are derogatory, but fuck that. We being real over here, and that's how much more real it's gonna get when we get to airing and doing live. So y'all means we're gonna get used to it because it's all in fun, love, fair, and war, whatever the fuck they call that bullshit. Oh, Robin, right, Chastity? Robin, when Robin was talking all that shit, telling everybody that she was the main squeeze on the sideline to Whitney Houston, and at the end of the day, when Bobby Brown wasn't smashing or snacking on her charcuterie board the right way, that Robin was the one that was fulfilling all her every needs and desires as a woman. She know Robin was over there eating her charcuterie board. Now, if y'all don't remember that, Chastity remember. Thank you, cousin. Thank you, cousin. Y'all remember that. And so I'm telling y'all, Regina, and a name like Regina, bitch, that name itself gives stud. Now, there ain't no offense to all y'all that name Regina, but I'm just sitting there saying, I know a couple of Reginas with the exception of 2. I know 6 of them. And this one being 7. And I don't even know her, but I know of her. So she counts. She eat charcuterie board. She eat charcuterie board. I ain't gonna say Kirchie. I ain't gonna say none of that, but y'all know what it is. It's Kirchie. It's box. It's lady parts down up in another region is what they like to have for the lunchtime. That's what I'm saying. Right. I'm not going to be vulgar, but you thank you, Chastity, but y'all know what I'm talking about. But she is correct. Where is Wendy Williams? Wendy Williams is one of the icons in gossip. Wendy Williams paved the way for some of the shit I'm doing right now. For Tasha K, pixie cut hair wearing ass. You know what I'm saying? She made way for us to do the kind of shit that we're doing. Let's just be honest. That bitch is the gossip queen. So with that being said, she is to be preserved. She holds so many secrets, so much juice, and she was spoon feeding us during the Wendy Williams show. And we all knew behind the scenes before she came to the Wendy Williams show, and before it came to fruition, and even during the longevity of it, she was giving us tea. She was giving it to us most times superficially, especially when it came to these modern day children. But when it came to them old ones like P. Diddy and Jay-Z and them and Easy, she knew that stuff. So there's a lot that is riding on Wendy Williams and her survival, right? Because there's a lot more that I'm sure that once she gets lucid and cognitive, there's a lot more that she can inform us of. A whole lot more. And so I'm along with Regina. Where in the world is Wendy Williams? Because at the end of the day, the last time I can recall even seeing her, and it wasn't even a live performance, it was actually doing the watching of the documentary that I watched about Wendy Williams and what took place when there was Black China and all these other people and all this other stuff. And let it be known too, they done sold the motherfucking Wendy Williams paint house and whatever it is, and then sold it for less than what she paid for it. Now, if that ain't you know, mutiny, I don't know what the fuck is. And I know ain't but 5 of y'all up in here because the rest of them gonna join later on. But y'all gotta talk back to me in these comments. Holler up, say some shit. I don't like talking to myself, but I'm still gonna move on. We on the 35 minutes in, and so, but yes, I do believe that Wendy Williams is one of the legends that we need to hold on to. And I would like to know where Wendy Williams is and what her status is. Is she out of the sober house? You know, uh, uh, um, um, is she with family? Is she going to do the podcast? So that's how she said it. Is she going to do a podcast? Is she going to return to television? I feel like there was so much more that Wendy Williams had to offer, but somewhere along the way, something fucked her up. Something got a hold of her, and it wasn't the Holy Ghost. I don't give a damn if it was on a Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday or Friday. Even if it was a Sunday night when something got a hold of her. I don't know when it was. Yeah, see. Exactly, Rose. It's the husband. But I don't know who it is that's the guardian. That white woman, that's the guardian. I forget her name too, shit. But there's I want to know what Wendy is too. I'm just gonna say that. So to the Lebanese Regina Shell, not Regina Bell, because we never confirmed that she was no kind of lesbian or nothing like that. But Regina Shell, you gave all the signs and the signatures that you are living the life of the LGBTQ community, and hopefully you have received the apology of the infamous D Big Kim Burrell, and that you understand that all is well and that she's here for let God be true quickly. All of us. What else is on my situation? This beef between Miss Netta and Tia Kemp. Now, I know they were on some kind of fucking show with the aunties or some shit, and I don't understand why the fuck Charles was there. Hold on, y'all. I pray for Wendy. She shook up the world and gave many of people the platform to do what they do. Somebody need to grab her and not let her slip through the cracks. Yes, that's Big Back Kim. But yes, Chastity, I agree. She paved the way for so many of us to do some of the things that we're doing now. That she at least deserves to be treated as, for sure, as we all are, to be as treated as a human being. And let's find out what's going on with her. What is the deal? You know, how is she doing? Even if she's not coming back to entertainment, just making sure that in all her evilness and fuckery that she did in the past, just for in the name of fame, is she okay? I want to know. In the name of Joe, in the words of Joe, I want to know. I know I'm gonna get some slack about you weren't looking in the camera. You were looking over. I'm looking in the fucking camera. Shit. And anyway, getting the big, like I said, yeah, Big Back Kim. But Tia and Miss Netta. Listen, Miss Netta is of the belief that she and Charles, they are the most famous couple in America. That they are the hottest thing going. They are the hottest thing here now in today's market since canned Coke, as the old folk would say, since sliced motherfucking bread. I'm talking about wholesome. I'm talking about that motherfucking bunny bread, all that shit. They say they are the newest thing. Amen. But it seems like Miss Netta has gotten too big for herself. She has gotten what they call too big for her drawers or her thongs. I don't know if they riding too high. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Exactly, Rose. I'm gonna need Miss Netta to go back to the basics. Everybody shot tattoo. Listen, go back to the basics, Miss Netta, and take your ass back to the basics where it was show your lunch is ready. That kind of shit. Go cook you some braised oxtails or some billy goat knees or some asparagus. Or I don't know, some I don't know what the fuck it is you cook over there where you from. Go over there and find yourself back into what brought you to be famous and cook Charles something on them hefty plates and serve it up and let Charles sit in front of the camera looking stupid again and look dumbfounded as to what the fuck you done cooked with that gravy from the packet, bitch. Take it back to the basics. Rose said, I think it's insecurities because people are talking about her looks. This is my thing. Bitches done talked about my looks. They done talked about my nose. They done talked about my hairline. They done talked about my lips. They done talked about my eyes. They done talked about all kind of shit. And the whole thing about it is, in that comparison, I understand having to power through all of the shade, you know what I'm saying? All the negative feedback that you're getting. But my thing is, along with that, if you're going to address a group of people, I've always been of the utter belief, and I'm going to separate myself and Miss Netta in this one. I have always believed, and it's just my personal opinion, if you know you ugly for a fucking fat bitch, you just need to go ahead and hush, be quiet, and go sit in the bite. And where do you get yourself together? And I'm saying that with a little bit of humility, because I say this too. There should be people in the front that are willing to accept people like Miss Netta. But Miss Netta, again, if you know you look like you looking, bitch, if you looking like a Pirelli tire face, little looking, whatever that girl Kim call you, face looking motherfucking ass bitch, you need to understand that there's a time and a place for everything. And part of me, honestly, cannot figure out what the fuck is wrong with Miss Netta. Okay? And when I say, I'm getting a message, y'all. And when I say I don't understand what the fuck is wrong with Miss Netta, it is in the capacity of, at the end of the day, there's no way in the world that Tia Kemp could stand before me. Even I'm gonna bring it down a few notches. I'm gonna bring it down a few notches. I'm gonna bring it down. Even if I was in Miss Netta's skin, right? And Miss Netta position of her had her skin condition, natty cone, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Even if I had that condition, there is nowhere in the world in the LGBTQ, let God be true quickly community that I would sit up here and let Tia Kemp read me, bitch, in a roasting battle. Did y'all hear me? That's something that the gays don't fuck with. Now, that's the gays in totality. Now, if you start breaking down where the gays are from and maybe what they've been through and how experienced that bitch may be at the reading, whole different platform. But I can honestly tell you, there has not been a bitch, motherfucker, or nobody else. And I'm not saying bitches and females. I'm saying bitches and, we into it. There ain't been nobody I've been into it with. And whether it been gay, straight, Asian, Hermesian, African, Aphrodite, I don't give a fuck what they might be. There is nowhere in the world, bitch, we first. By the time these get through reading, bitch ready to put their hands on me. The same way some of y'all go down there like you did this morning and go into the house of prayer. And when they read scripture or the pastor get to hollering and carrying on, you fall out shit in your 37 piece, fall on the floor. That's the same way I read. And it's all in here. There ain't nowhere in the world. No. And if you do happen to succeed, I give overkill. That's the point where I say, when Michelle Obama say, when they go low, we go high. I went Candy, I'm going to hell. So if I don't get you on the surface line, bitch, you rest assured at any point during this reading competition, I'm gonna go to the lowest form possible because I got to win. I plays to win. Ain't no losing bitch in me. I ain't no hoe. Ain't no loser in me. I plays to win. So I'm gonna say to Miss Netta, bitch, you need to revamp your shit. Get back to what brought you to before the people's in the first place. Get yourself, first of all, some humility. And understand that you ain't that motherfucking famous. You and that Chinese squinge eye looking ass man named Charles over there. And I don't know what the fuck everybody is so busy talking about they want a piece of Charles for, because I just don't see it. I don't see it. I just don't. Yes, Rose, I'm going to hell, which I'm not finna. There is no way that we finna sit up and exchange, licks and back and forth with all this banter and carrying on, and you finna sit up here and talk about my mama, because there's a lot of sore points that you can fuck with that are triggers. That are triggers for me. And I'm on this live, I'm trying to figure out this is the left and this is the right. This is some shit. This is the left, right, left, right. It fucks me up. I don't know what's going on with the camera. But anyway, no, we are not doing that. I'm not finna sit up here. Let me tell you something. My own mama, my own mama, my grandma. We used to go back and forth reading each other. I'm not letting them win. Now, I ain't got to go to hell to win with them. But they know for a fact I'm going to win. My siblings, I'm going to win. Now, with the exception of probably my older sister and my baby sister. Now, them, they're going to go back and forth. Now, the brothers, they're going to go back and forth. But 9 times out of 10, they're going to lay around there and bow out to grace 5 or 10 minutes before them sisters will. But I'm going to read their ass, like T.S. Madison said, a good book and a bad person. And they know it. And what better way to read a motherfucker that you already know, that you grew up with? You got all the reads. From the time of conception, damn near up until now. But no, I ain't going to let you have it. Because with Tia Kemp, with all them motherfucking teeth up in her mouth, looking like she went and got a hot glue gun and stuck a bunch of chicklets up in there, there ain't nowhere in the world. Netta supposed to let that girl pass with that bullshit. And half the shit she was saying really didn't make no sense. She was going on a whole different rant. This slope. Now, a good bit of it was a good read. Don't get me wrong. But that was low-level demon reading. Take it from a bitch that knows. It was low-level demon reading. Shit. Tia Kim, like, she can bite an apple to a picket fence. She can suck dick to a gate. It's look. Now, when she was on, Rick Ross talked about him and his big flip-flap titties and all that different stuff there. But the girl, if you got to be honest, the way she put that camera behind her face, she got some soup coolers, bitch. She can get a campfire started in no time. I'm sure she can blow 32 pounds of air pressure up in a tire in probably 2 minutes. Ain't no telling what she can do for a ding-a-ling. And she over there reading Miss Netta for looking. Everybody know Miss Netta looked like she played as an extra in Leatherface. That's not no clue. That's not no big news. We all know that. Oh, what you doing? Well, whatever, bitch. We all know Miss Netta look like Natty Cone. We all know Miss Netta's face looked like Mount Kilimanjaro. We all know that shit. We don't need that information. And I don't know what Miss Netta did to start it with that woman, but it was on, it was up there. You know? I'm sorry, Rose. I'm just saying, I'm giving you examples of what they could use. You know? We all know Miss Netta's face looked like the Milky Way. Should I say Mars? We all know Tia Kemp, them teeth, we all know she had them bitches implanted. And she had them imported and implanted. There is nowhere in the world your teeth gonna be that. All right, I said I remember a time my great grandmother when got some new teeth. And my great grandmother was the mother of the church. And I don't know what it was, but Big Mama went down and they got her some new teeth. They took her to the dentist and carried on and whatnot and so forth. And then somewhere through Big Mama got the teeth. What it was me sitting up in the choir stand and my Big Mama sitting on the front row, smiling and never being able to close her motherfucking mouth. That's like that took me out. And it took me a minute because it took the prayer, took the opening choir singing and carrying on, and my Big Mama up there singing, yeah. And I'm like, so wait, whoa. That ain't my Big Mama. At least not by the mouth. And this particular Sunday was communion. So my Big Mama had to get up as mother of the church and she had to stand before the people. And for her to sit there all motherfucking service long to be cheesing and smiling all service long. I know the Lord had been good to her. I know the Lord. She was in the 90s. The Lord had been good. He had been, how they say, taste and see that the Lord is good. He's been good. I know he's been good to her. She was in her 90s. But for some particular reason, this particular Sunday, for Big Mama to be sitting up there smiling the whole service and can't close her mouth, can't let her lips meet, something wrong. Something's wrong. And so for the rest of the service, I prayed for my Big Mama that whatever it was that dentist did to her teeth, that we can all get together as a family and send her back down and let them shave them down. Now listen, I know a lot of y'all sitting there saying I'm going in on my Big Mama. Oh, I'm not. I'm just telling you what the fuck Tia Kim got going on. A lot of them go down there and buy a bunch of them teethuses, put them in their head and shit, get the chittering, chattering, and carrying on, and don't realize at some point ain't nothing showing. Lips ain't what it's about no more. The fucking teeth is sitting there sweating right in front of your fucking face. So there's no way I can sit up and let a woman like Tia Kemp read me. Period. But let's just be said, the crown goes to in the reading competition. The crown goes to Miss Tia Kemp, honey, hands down. That Beelzebub tooth, big mouth, Gabaloo having mouth motherfucker there. That bitch, she read the shit out of Miss Netta, old Rumpelstiltskin face looking ass. She read the fuck out that bitch. How far, I mean? 53 minutes. Fuck, it's alive now. Last thing, I know it ain't but three of y'all up in here, and probably the only ones hanging with me is Rose and Chastity. Rest of y'all get this. My last video included the presidential election. The first thing I was talking about was the fact that it was a stand down Joe. It was supposed to be named part was stand down Joe. Stand down Joe. Joe dropped out of the presidential race, and Kamala Harris has taken his place as the nominee. And even though Donald Trump and the Republicans and his party and his campaign group has decided to file a motion against, I think it's the FEC, blocking the funds being transferred from Biden's campaign to Kamala's. Crazy part about it is, I will say this, see how things work. She still raised shit damn more than $100 million in 24 hours. Rose said, I was about to bring that up. Do you think Kamala will win? I think she might. Well, cousin, I'm gonna say this. Trump is scared. She came up with a lot of people were doubting the whole fact that we can possibly put Kamala in the seat by election time, given the time that we had a small window of running the campaign and sending her on, the campaign runs and all that different stuff. And she recently left here in Houston Thursday, giving a speech to, I think it was the teachers something down at the Georgia Brown Center. I will say this: I do believe that Kamala Harris has a phenomenal chance at winning the seat. I do believe that Donald Trump is very afraid that Kamala Harris has now become the nominee for the Democratic Party, and that she may ultimately win this election. But there's a few things that I also want to cherry pick from that batch as well. There's been a lot of, I'm gonna get out of here real soon. There's been a lot of controversy surrounding the election for 2025, right? There's been so many people that have spoken so negatively about Kamala Harris now that she is now the Democratic nominee. They talked about her being, this sexual deviant and fucking her way to the top like Diana Ross and all this different stuff. They talked about her putting away a lot of black men, even in spite of having evidentiary reason to not go forth with convicting these black individuals, but doing it anyways, and still pretty much bringing us to a point of saying that in my last video that did not get to post, one of the things I said was, how do you all feel knowing that we are upon the possibility of having a melanated female president? How are you all feeling about that? Yeah, Rose, I wish the link was dropped. And I promise you, I wish I can pull it up now. It made me so mad. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now, because I'm so angry with that, because I've been staying on point with it and on topic and making sure it gets out there in a decent time factor. But what has been happening is I've been seeing some difficulties and having some road blockages with YouTube. Well, Rose, this is my thing. Trump did say that if he doesn't win the election, there's going to be a bloodbath, right? There were some people saying that if Trump didn't win, there would be a civil war. There's a whole lot of discord that is on the table currently, as it pertains to what the results may be once the election is complete and who is sitting in that seat. And it seems as though it does not matter whether it's Kamala at this point, because it was seeming the same way whether it was going to be Joe or Trump. But now it seems as though now at this point it's evolved to the point of where now it is down to Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. And it seems as though on both sides, irregardless of either one of them being elected and put into seat, it seems that both sides are promising there's going to be a huge amount of repercussion in the end. And yeah, we don't have much longer to, and she's doing very well in the polls. And then too, as I also related on the video that I did not get to post is Amanda Seals has been on the Funky Dineva show, which in my mind, Funky Dineva is one of my best friends, although we only met once when he came in for a meet and greet. But Amanda Seals did an amazing job of breaking down what Project 2025 looks like and what the possibilities are. Also, she did an awesome job of not just saying what it would look like as Donald Trump being president or Joe Biden being president. She also broke down what it could possibly look like if Kamala Harris became president. Now, listen, there are some people, including the African Americans, that are saying that they've seen memes where Kamala is saying, she's not going to be for just black African American women's rights. It's going to be, I guess, across the board. And several other statements that she's made, demeaning her character as to what it looks like as far as this upcoming race. We have experienced something, I think, which is definitely historic. We're going through a historic time right now. I think it was President Ford in 1980 or 84. I think it was 84, one of those, when he mentioned that there's going to be a time where he says it's going to happen and this is in my other video that didn't get to post. He says there's going to be a weird time where there's going to be a male president and a female vice president. And he also said, now if you don't believe me, go look this shit up. He also said this is going to happen under some peculiar circumstances. It's going to be out of the ordinary, and that male president is going to pass away, and that the female president is going to become president. And he answered these questions off of, during that time, a young girl in the audience that asked him if he ever thought that a young woman or a woman period could ever become president, and his rebuttal was what I just spoke of a moment ago. Now, you've all watched The Simpsons. We've seen a whole lot of shit that's taking place, and with Kamala Harris being Lisa Simpson with those pearls around her neck, we've seen episodes where Lisa Simpson has become president of the United States of America. Y'all, Rose, it is scary. I have been scared for quite some time. A lot of the reason I don't even report on political issues because I'm afraid of them knocking at my door or calling me up on the phone. But at the end of the day, I mean, what the fuck difference does it make at this point now? You know what I'm saying? It feels like one of those moments where he's about to say, our grandmother would say, we're living in our last days. You know what I'm saying? It feels, for those of you who are born in the 80s, the 90s, even these millennial babies, it feels, I've always had a feeling growing up that in my lifetime, and this is my spiritual side speaking, I'm talking some whole other stuff now. Always felt like that in my lifetime that I would always experience the end of the world. Now, I'm not saying that is what is about to happen. I'm saying this is what the atmosphere is giving. Yes, ever since the pandemic, it has not felt right. It has not felt right. There is talks about a civil war. There's talks about a world war. It's just so much in today's economical climate, mentally, financially. None of us are ready. None of us are ready for this shit. Why we're not ready? Because we never thought it would come to this. We never thought it would come to this. And who I'm voting for? I'm not voting for Donald Trump. I'm just going to say that. And my rebuttal to that is reason of being said, we're all put in this position to where every year we have to vote, or every 4 years we have to vote for these elected officials, right? Mostly being the president of the United States. And for some reason or another, ever since the debacle between I think Hillary Clinton and Trump, it's always been now this mail-in vote, is this voter tapestry or voter fuckery with them ism, tampering and all of this different stuff. Well, child, Rosa, I can't go back to Africa because they only got certain parts they let the gays be in before they chop their head or they dingaling or something off, and I can't have none of my parts chopped off. I got to go back to the Heavenly Father, with all of my stuff that I came down here with. So there's certain parts that I probably be okay with living in, and that's till they get some kind of treaty or some kind of bill going with it coming over there and chopping off our dinglings and stuff. But to my point, again, I'm saying that it's always the factor of when it comes to that voting period, it's always us having to basically dummy ourselves down to a point because we don't have the time to check out these political opponents. It's okay, Rosie. Listen, child, it's all right. It's all right. Everything is going to be done in accordance to the plan that has already been dealt. The hand has already been dealt to us, right? There is nothing we can do to really change the direction of things other than getting out there and make sure that we vote and that we know who we're voting for. And part of my last video was making sure that wherever you are, wherever you may be, whatever city, state, country, town, I don't know what the fuck you live in, bunking town, whatever, making sure that you learn who the political parties are and what they do, what are their jobs, because they're all hired by us. We pay their fucking salaries, and they need to do their jobs. They are hired by us, right? We pay their salaries. We bosses, yes. They need to do their jobs. So start by learning who your local politicians and officials are. That's one. And then two, learn what jobs and responsibilities, the same shit they do to you at work, learn their job descriptions. Learn these people's job descriptions, learn what they're responsible for, so that when it's time for accountability and responsibility, you know in your local town or city who to hold responsible for certain things. Thirdly, when it is time to vote, now you've done your research on who's currently there in that position, right? Because you know what they do or what they're responsible for, and now we're going to hold them accountable. So you know who's holding that seat. You know the history of what they've done or lack thereof. And then you start to begin to interview new talent, because that's part of the problem. There's no fucking limits on how long they can sit in these seats. So there's really no too much new talent to be, interviewing and putting in these chairs. But learn the new talent, because you know the job description, you know the job role. Learn the new talent. Understand what they're bringing to the table. And last but not least, make sure to outweigh your pros and cons. Know the demon you're dealing with, and know the new demon that you possibly decided that you want to bring into the fold, that you want to vote for, to have on board, your congressional situation, and then move forward. Exactly. That's why we're being distracted with people like Sexy Red. Get him sexy. Get him sexy. Oh, that old nasty ass, freaky bull bagging bullshit. Listen, there's always some kind of distraction in the midst. Padiddy was one, that took on a whole debacle. It took on a life form of itself. Yes, Padiddy needs to be held responsible for his action, but they been knew that shit. They've been endorsing that motherfucker and holding him, in the background and defending what he's been doing. But now, since we need some sacrificial lambs, oh, baby, the ocean. That's my. I don't know shit. I don't speak in tongues, but that's me speaking in tongues, I guess. Ain't no different from the rest of them. The rap battle with Drake and Kendrick. Everything that's going on publicly now with your celebrities, it's an illusion. It's all an illusion. That's the shit that because they've already learned how to distract you with people that you're infatuated with, right? I don't give a fuck how old you are, how young you are. They got Smokey Robinson for the old heads and Beyonce for all them young motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And everything in betwixt that. They got you hypnotized. Distractions. Because again, like Funky and Amanda Seal said, it's my right. See, I'm going. This some shit. I got to get used to the shit. But these people are walking around all day long. When you see them in the house sitting, when they showing them on the camera, they walking around with papers and shit, doing all this. When they walking around, these motherfuckers are making bills that affect your life every day, all day long. And when you watching, what you're watching is a debate, a questioning, because it's somebody that has, thank God, has been aware enough to see that bill and say, okay, they can question what the bill is supposed to do, what the bill is what its intentions are, right? But they can't talk all the time directly to what it is for some reason or some shit that Amanda Seal was saying. And you thinking it's one law that is a local that affects you when them bitches putting up one law for question when they got 13 other ones in the motherfucking book. We gotta wake up, y'all. We gotta wake the fuck up. We gotta drink our Folgers, our Maxwell House, our Red Bulls, our Monster, whatever the fuck it is you drink. Get your spiritual energy awake. Wake up. Because there is so much is happening that is going to affect you. Because like they said, I mean, our politicians, the powers that be, they have escape routes. You know what I'm saying? To get out of Elon Musk and all and the president, they got somewhere to go. The question is, where you going? Where you going? You know what I'm saying? How the fuck you gonna hide? I was listening to Funky Daddy was talking about, he talked to Mama D, and Mama D was telling me some stuff like, make sure that you get a bunch of waters, a bunch of guns, a bunch of bullets, and all that different stuff. My whole thing is, all right, I get it. I understand where she was going. But my whole thing is, you being stationary, how long that shit gonna last? Have we not seen Leave the World Behind? And such movies in that category with the same, ebb and flow or same meaning. They are going to hide and leave us to face the fuckery that they've put us under the scrutiny. Why them folks over there in all these other countries talking about some death to America? The fuck you mean? We over here, you know what I'm saying, living big back wise. We working 12, 8, 14 hours a day, 16. We try to live our best life. Our rent high as a motherfucker. Gas high as a bitch. Jobs don't pay as much. It's a whole lot. We over here feel like we some goddamn slaves all over again economically. And for another country to holler about death to America. Hold on, cousin. Hold on. Get one of y'all on the line so I can tell y'all, bitch, we already got death to America. They already gave us that shit. Give me something new. Okay? Shit. Because they already over here working your ass till you're 70 years old, 72, 65, and half us bitches between fatback, oxtails, bacon, pork chops, greens, and all this other shit that's fattening, butter, all that stuff. We are not living as long, and all they're doing is taking that money, putting it back into the government, recycling it for whatever needs they see deemed fit. And since my thing, Rose, I understand, cousin. Let's run to Africa, and get over there. Shaka. I get all that shit. Open them out there. Yeah, they got their bunkers and shit. But my thing is, like Childish Gambino and them say, this is America. Why do we need to be running now? We've been here for so long. We built this shit. We built all this shit. Am I right about it? Y'all ain't jumping in the comment section. We're all in 14 minutes in now. We done fucked around and got in with the presidential election. I tell y'all, when I get liquored up like I did on the last video, I keep referencing to that did not make it to the motherfucking posting. I began to speak the truth. I'm not to get canceled, But I do want to make sure that there is a clear message to the people. I don't, like Michael Jackson say, it don't matter if you're black or white. So this one here, it really don't matter. Because the white people ain't got much to go off of their own self in this situation. Some of the ones that are led astray that's over there fucking around with Donald Trump and him and his 37 piece, you know, his whoop bang. They've already been led astray. They're already under a hypnotic trance that is some reason following him. And the brothers and sisters that are of melanation of biblioshia that are following behind him, you know, I don't know if they're getting paid for it or if that's just the slave mentality that they kept them in before. Because now, if you look at anything, slavery, from what I looked at, really began in 1619. The bill that was written, Project 1619, looks a whole lot more similar to, I gotta go this way, similar to, because my shit left and right and right, similar to Project 2025. Can I get an amen? It is them. When I see MAGA, Make America Great Again, I've always felt in my spirit, in this man's mind, Make America Great Again means to bring it back to a time of, yes, well, you need to get out there to that cornfield, yes, boss. He wants to put black women back in, thank you for your amen, Rose. He wants to put black women back in a position they were in decades ago, centuries ago, to where they're barefoot and pregnant, not for their husband or their boyfriend or their man or whatever, your baby daddy, but for the master again. Have you up in there. Now, y'all, see me tell you something. See you young gals that don't know how to make hot water cornbread? That's the shit he kind of bring back to y'all ass. You're going to be in the kitchen with a new big mama. You're going to be 20 years old. Big mama going to be 38 in that time, and that bitch going to be teaching you hot water cornbread. Those of them that know, and probably for them that don't know, probably had their hands or their foot cut off. I don't know what the fuck they're going to do, because you can't whoop up the cornbread. You got to have your wrist, you got to have your, wrist work in action. To me, when I heard Make America Great Again, and it speaks more volumes now to me now than it did then as to what does he mean about Make America Great Again? Because America being great never had melanated folk inclusive. We were never included in that part. Oh, yeah. And put white women, for the white women that's talking about, oh, it's Donald Trump, he's going to be the best thing ever. It's going to be, we got to pay for. White women, they are putting you back under scrutiny as well. They are putting you back in a woman's place. Because let's not forget, before there were black rights, it was women's rights. Or was it vice versa? Either way, fuck, it was all the same shit lumped into one. Y'all, women could not have rights whether you was black or white. It was the only straight white man that was telling everybody what the fuck to do. This hair got hot. This liquor carrying on got hot. Let me give me a little shot right quick. Hold on, y'all. I'm still here. But it was the fact that they're trying to, when he said make America great again, it was to the tune of women did not tell men what the fuck to do. Women were told to do. They were subservient to men. Right? And that's just not white women. Black women too. Every woman was subservient to white men. They did what the fuck he told them. Get on your knees and for dangum, that's what they were supposed to do. So there's a lot of issues that are at stake. It's not just black and white. It's for us all. We're all of people. We all deserve to be treated like people. We all deserve equality. God did not put us here to be treated or to be under the thumb of one man. We were not to be put under the thumb of somebody to tell us what to do and how to live. Now, there's to be government in a sense of making sure that, people ain't running crazy and killing one another and stuff like that. But I truly believe if there was not so much preaching of hate when it comes to color, creed, or religion, that people would find a way to come together and understand each other into the point of we're all human beings that breathe the same air. We need water. If you cook me, we're going to bleed. That kind of thing. And I just don't understand, why is it taking so much for people to come together on a common goal to understand that at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck if it's been since the beginning of time up to now. If a dinosaur ate you, bitch, you died. If a caveman clubbed you too hard side the head, your brain shifted, bitch, you died. If the Romans laid around and went to war and shot you with an arrow in the heart, bitch, you died. If you get shot with a gun, you died. Car accident, too bad, you died. Run over by a press machine, you died. Hit in the head with a brick, chances are you probably died or you shifted your shit. Chances, the bottom line is every man and woman and child on this earth fall under the same circumstances of life and death. What matters is what goes on in between life and death. And from my understanding, per the Bible and anything else that I've ever read as far as any kind of spiritual indoctrine, it always said that we are to be living and be happy among men, to get along, to love one another, to love thy neighbor. My neighbor next door is Hispanic. She buys me bubble tea. She buys fruit for her and me. Different stuff. The neighbor over here is African American. He tends to Hispanic ladies plants outside over here when she ain't even at home. It's all a community of people. And I think once it comes down to more of people understanding, oh, people, the ocean. We come to an understanding that we are all people, y'all. We're all the Creator's children. We suffer the same fates as any other. Exactly. Everybody working together to make a harmonious community, living conditions, and stuff like that. Like I said, a lady, she got plants out here. She tell us, oh, I have different plants and stuff I grow. If you see something you need it, go ahead and get it. But that's because we go out there and water her shit. We go out there and probably repot her shit. I mean, she got a long, table of stuff out there. It's just a sense of community. That's what I grew up in. We can go to the neighbor house and, hey, listen here, food stamps ain't come yet. Bitch ain't got paid yet. Can I borrow a cup of flour just to go ahead and make a couple of pancakes or whatever have you for breakfast? Can I get a couple of eggs? That kind of stuff. What happened to the sense of community? That's what I grew up in. Miss Nane and them could used to come over here and borrow sugar and shit. Even when mom wasn't home and I got it for a particular age, I'm going, listen, she already knew what cup to bring over to the fucking house. She knew what she was about to cook. She knew how to measure. She wasn't always like Big Mama measure by the soul the way I do. She brought a cup over. Or she might get a little more than what you needed because mom didn't buy them big ass sacks of flour. Pour that shit up in that cup. Miss Nane and her kids got enough to make pancakes or whatever they need to be making, cornbread or hot water, sweetened bread on the stove, whatever they was making, because y'all don't know about no sweetened bread. When you ain't had no money, go get no cookies and shit. Get some flour, get you a little sugar and pour up in that bitch, and make sure you ain't put too much sugar because you didn't want it to be flat so it'll burn quick from the sugar. So you had to make just enough sugar in there and maybe an egg or so and a little milk and whip it up and put it on the stove and make it like pancakes. That was your sweet bread. That was the next thing below motherfucking tea cakes. See, a lot of y'all don't know about that. But again, it was a sense of community. All it's about now is the big man getting paid and the little man having to pay it. Now, one of the things I went with Kamala had when she talking about that bullshit about bring back the middleman and make sure the middleman good, the middle class. I get that. I'm the middle class, right? But as far as me and I don't know what side. Fuck the heart I have, I still think about the poor folk too. I'm sorry. I still think about the poor as well. And there are poor people out here. I don't think she meant a jab at poor people, and I'm just going to take it middle class, but I don't think that. But of course, again, there were other people that were thinking that. But again, it did make a difference when you had the middle class connected with what was called the poor people, because the poor people, damn near in my time, was the middle class. My mama made money. The cabinet stayed full. And we was not on no fucking Section 8. My mama worked and paid cash for every car she had, with the exception of the last two she got now, which I don't know why in the fuck she still talking about driving, because when I go down there to Baton Rouge, there ain't nowhere anywhere that lady about to get in that car to my put me up to the passenger side, ride like the police, and she gonna drive me and well. No, ma'am. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. But the bottom line is it's a sense of community, and I think that people are too categorized, sectionalized, capitalized, and segregized. I don't know, that's a word, but I made it the fuck up, to understand the benefits of helping man, right? Because again, where I grew up, I mean, you can go down the street to the neighbor's house. If you're down there too long past supper time, which 9 times out of 10 wasn't going to happen because you had to have your motherfucking ass back at the house before the street lights came on. But if you happen to be down there when they cooking something, they feeding anybody else, you were going to get fed too. They were going to feed you. Now, it was up to you whether to have the discernment or whether or not there was a good cook. But they were going to offer you what they had with their watermelon, cantaloupe, meatloaf, steak and ribs, whatever they had. I don't care where you came to their house, they always made sure to cook enough where I'm from to make sure if you popped up in that bitch as company, listen, go on, grab your seat and say that we can get you something to eat. That was the thing they used to holler. And they always made enough to feed you. You ain't never had, where I'm from, you ain't never had to worry about stopping by the house and my son. Well, I guess I'll stop by. What's smelling good in here? But I ain't gonna bother because I know you ain't got enough. Oh, yes, it is. Come on in the back, sit to the table. People are not like that anymore. People have gotten to the point where we've gotten selfish. And let us not forget, selfish led us into a lot of times where it was not beneficial to man. I've never been a selfish person. I never intend to be, but I got sense. So I'm calling his motherfucker to my son. You need to borrow no $1,000 or no $5,000 to my son. I'll get it back to you next week. You ain't got no job. And you ain't getting back the $5 you borrowed in high school in the first place. I don't know you loan you $5,000 now. You sound crazy. I mean, yes, Rose, some people are mean because of being done dirty, but at the same time, I can't, if I count on my hands and my toes, the times that I've meant good to someone, that I've given without looking for anything in return, that I've been done dirty, I can't tell it all. But I will tell you this: for every time I've been done dirty or done wrong, I've been blessed that much more later on down the line. People that do me wrong, I don't think they get it. And I'm speaking for me. Now I don't know about y'all or anybody else, but I'm speaking for me. People that choose to do me wrong in the moment of me just being that Sagittarius, being that humanitarian, just giving just to make sure that you are okay. I have never seen a moment, especially with people that are in longevity in your life, when I should say that, right? That are always down, friends, full family, whatever. I have never seen a time where I have given to somebody and didn't care about it or didn't care if it came back to me or not. I've always gotten wow, like wow, wow, so much more in return. So I guess it goes back to touch thine not thine anointed, or God don't play by me, whatever. But anything that I'm blessed with, I'm always looking to bless somebody. I don't. If I sit up here right now and told you I came into another $3 million, and don't ask my business because it's none of your business. But if I came into another $3 million, I would sit up here. There is, and I'm not, because I'm to the point now. When I don't speak it, because when you speak it, people that are around you and they know your heart, they're gonna do their damnness to get it. I've learned that. I'm past that spirit of foolish. I can come into another $3 million and can see someone online or someone that I know that's struggling, and I get on the phone and call and pay your light bill, and you don't know where it came from. You just know that it got paid, and I figured it out. Wait a minute, y'all. I got to decline this. I'm gonna video it. Is I'm still on here, y'all? Y'all looking at me? I gotta. Oh, there I go. I'm trying new equipment. I got this Apple stuff, all this forbidden apples and whatnot I'm using. But I will get online and pay your light bill, whatever. If I know you, especially I know your information, I get online and pay your shit. What's going on, Tori? Look, you in the house. All right, I see you. And you're right, Elixir Songstress. People take your kindness for weakness, but I will get online and pay your shit. And you probably sitting there trying. I've done it for many of friends and family before. Pay phone bills and shit like that. Or you know how because at the end of the day, you ain't got to know what happened. I might sit up here and say, okay, I'm trying to figure out what's going on, my life being there. And he did the bullshit. Okay, listen, cuz I just went on ahead and paid a little something on it. I was blessed with something, and I wanted to bless you. So I'm glad you good. Holla. Oh, I need to pay my car note. No, bitch. No, bitch. Wait. Whoa. I heard you say something about your light bill the other day. Now listen, we ain't paying no car notes and shit. We ain't got that kind of scratch. And if we do, again, cousin is holding this, close to the breast. You got to hold your shit to yourself, because people will make a fool out of you when they know that you have a good and giving heart. I've had to learn that. I was like Gladys Knight and Fantasia, bitch. I had to fuck around there. I had money and had to go flat broke. Giving people. Because I opened my mouth and said, oh yeah, I got this and I got that, and I'm worth billion. And they calling, oh, this old light bill and this old rent. And the people about to come take this car outside. All that shit there, they coming, all of those kind of stuff. And I was like, Lord have mercy. I cousin, you work hard. I need to sing you something. And then they call, can they borrow this, borrow that? I done got borrowed out to the point where nobody paid nothing back. And I went belly up, flat broke, like an old armadillo on his back and his legs up, sleep. That's how I was. But now, came upon money before. But now that I have resources and I have things that is going to keep AJ Red and his household secured, hey, I ain't like Miss Netta. I'm sure I got more than Miss Netta than them, y'all. Now I might not be fucking with T.S. Madison or Funky Neva, but I guarantee you, surely I'm not far from Funky Neva, and I'm far from Charles, your lunch is ready. I got my bag. My pocketbook is already set. Now, this shit y'all seeing is part of me opening my pocketbook. I'm like T.S. Madison. I got the money, but I'm a cheap bitch. I don't like, you know what I'm saying? You can't take me to no casino, because I go on there. Even though I got money, I still go to the casino with $40. $40. And if that $40 leave me in 40 minutes then or less, it's time for me to walk around and just get the drinks they got, and pretend to play and keep on. Yeah, I got money, but bitch, I ain't for giving it to y'all. I came here to win some money, not to be giving it. You know what I'm saying? So, no, I ain't broke. So with that being said, I say, yes, I will help family and friends, and I will help others and whatnot, things like that. and y'all gonna kind of, I ain't gonna say find out, but there will be some giveaways during the lives. So make sure y'all stay tuned and stay locked into the AJ Red Show, because again, this was honestly a test run, but I still talked about some serious shit and I got fucked up on the live. But I needed to find out what all I was capable of. I had bought some new shit and all some new lighting and stuff over here and new equipment and stuff I need to be using and shit like that. And I'm getting to be a man of a particular age, as the lost Wendy Williams would say. But I need to learn how to work this here shit and whatnot. And cause you know when you being a boss, when you I had a white lady say on TikTok, when you a boss bitch, when you're a boss bitch, you do need to learn how to, in my position, learn how everything works. Everything, how all of it works. So that when you're a solo act, when you're bringing other people into the fold to take on certain projects and things that you release responsibility to with them, you still need to know that if and just like a 9 to 5, if in fact they quit or don't do it, you can always pick up and fill in the gap. So I like to learn my stuff myself. I've been bought this nice Mac Air Pro something or other, something that I don't know too much about. Other than iPhone, I don't know a lot about Apple Mac stuff, and so I'm fucking with it. And I spent some time behind the scenes working with it on the job and whatnot. So I think I got it down pat. And y'all gonna see more of me real soon. And I'm really appreciating it, y'all. That's all I got. I'm an hour and 36 minutes in, y'all. Unless y'all got some questions for me, I'm gonna open the chat up to some questions real quick so y'all can ask me. Um, whatever y'all want to ask. I don't give a fuck what y'all want to ask. Ask whatever you want to ask if you're in here in the live in the chat, so that I will gladly answer you, and so I can get my black ass out of here, because I do need to go eat and a couple other things. But anybody in the chat got any questions for AJ Red? I'm just looking, because I'm seeing shit, saying some, see something, say something. Alexa say enjoy you as always. I wish my friend Ina was on here. She probably ain't got the notification. Like I told you, this is one of the things, because I'm gonna do a survey after this and find out who all got the live notification. Cause my girl Ina is like she's my number one supporter, y'all. She's my favorite person. I don't care what I do wrong on here, what I may missay. Ina gonna always give me a call up or a message or something of encouragement on how I can better myself, or just how well I've been doing and stuff like that. And we don't get enough of that from people that we call friend or family and stuff like that. Encouragement is a big key. Anybody in here want to ask me anything? Tora say, what did you do to get the bag? Investments? Yes. I'm nosy. All right, Tori. So there was an accumulation of things that I did for the bag to arrive. Some of them were from litigation. A lot of them were from hard work. Some of it was from savings. Some of it was from my platform here on YouTube. It's from an array of things that I actually I got the bag from. Investments, yes, I did do a number of investments, but those were most of those were tied to the 9 to 5 that I had from years ago. Even as a teenager, I've actually brought to fruition now that I've actually cashed out on and brought up to accounts that I have now. A good bit of it was attributed to. I know I don't have a lot of followers, but a good bit of it was, well, not a good bit of it, but a nice bit of it was from the YouTube channel. And again, I'm still learning. Um, and again, settlements. So I had some things go on in my life that um, contractually I cannot share. Um, because part of those contracts involved an NDA, I guess you would say, to where um, once the settlement was done, that I was no longer able to speak about the events in which led up to the um, the bag. Any more questions? And Tori, I mean, one thing I will say, Tori, cousin, I'm trying to find another way to. I have several ideas that I have in my mind. Excuse me, that I want to present in these upcoming shows that are going to begin in August, um, such as cooking, any financial advice that I can scoop up, whether it be for myself or anyone that is more so of the financial sector that knows how this stuff goes in the ins and outs. But yes, a lot of investments, some of it lottery. I ain't gonna lie, some of it was lottery winning. So anything else? I mean, ask any questions that you guys want. I'm on here opening myself up to, and I'll do this more to down the line in my lives and whatnot. It's the alcohol now, and I haven't had anything to eat. But I will do this more too, opening up questions to my live audience, cousins, families, and friends. Oh shit, not hiccups. All right, sorry y'all. I know y'all like, is that bitch having a stroke on live? No, I'm not. I had to do that. Drink your water, hold your breath for 10 seconds, kind of thing. Towards out, enjoy when you open the floor. I'm going to do a lot of that more, like I said in my in the lives coming up when the new show starts in August. I'm going to do a lot more of that, opening up the floor for questions for anybody that have questions. Now, don't get me wrong. When I say any questions, a lot of the time, if the question is too astronomical or too outrageous, I'll probably just, I don't know. I have to address that when it comes, but I do have limits on my life and things that I answer. I'm not answering those 6 questions and all that. Now, I might answer a few of them as to, but I ain't finna tell nobody my sexual proclivities and all that bullshit. That we ain't finna go that route. And maybe we will. I don't know. Maybe I will. I don't know. Maybe I will. I don't know. I'll leave that open. Anything else before I close down the meeting? Yes, Tori. Any question? What you got, Tori? I want to know. Tori must got a question that Tori's thinking about. What's going on, cousin? What you got? I didn't address so many things on my live or even in my videos, honestly, that I figured would always, excuse me, y'all, for 1 second, I'm here, would always deem me as being one of the ones that does not mind answering any questions. Because in the end, I mean, shit, if y'all can't get to know who y'all watching, then what good is it, right? But like I said, I'm still gonna make sure um I still got morals and values. So I wouldn't dare I'm gonna always demand respect. But I wouldn't dare have someone to ask me a question that I'm not gonna answer. That's disrespectful. I'm still here. I was taking my last shot, y'all, that I had. All right, let's see. You should come to Atlanta. I'd love to meet you. I love that you have morals and values. Okay, Tori. So you were down there in ATL. So what I am going to do, so now that you mentioned that, Tori, that's crazy. It's like you're already in my head or in my mind, or you reading my fucking text message or something. I don't know. I do have, um, at some point, I have on my schedule to do, um, a meet and greet, but it's more so for, like people like you, Tori, like my followers, my cousins. So yeah, shit, Tori, I've been visited Atlanta like so many times. I have a good friend that lives down there. Um, but I do plan to do a short meet and greet tour, but that's probably more so of towards 2025. Uh, and it's crazy. More of my stuff is popping off in 2025, like the fucking election. But anyway, that's more of my targeted goal. If it happens sooner, I would definitely be open to it. So yes, Tori, we could definitely go for drinks or check out some kind of eatery. What do you like to go over and eat over there, Tori, over there in Atlanta? What would you suggest if I came out there tomorrow? Where would you suggest to go to eat? And you know I'm a Southern boy. I love good Southern soul food. So what would you suggest? I'll see you in 2025. Is that all you got? You don't have no suggestions for? Because I might make my way out there in 2024. I don't know. I'm still looking at I don't know if I can stay by you. I don't know how that's gonna turn out, but shit, because I can't listen. Papa Do I don't want to do Papa Do's tour because Papa Do's I live right behind the Papa Do's, to be honest with you. I'm Papa Do'd out. I want something that that ain't nobody else has seen or something like that. We're gonna have to figure it out. But I don't know if I stand by you, Corey. I mean Tori, shit, I don't come alone. You know what I'm saying? I'm a package deal stuff. I got I'm not by myself, but I definitely Papa Do's. The only thing for Papa Do's right now I would want is a swamp thing. That's about the only thing I would really want from Papa Do's. Boogaloo. Is that a place? Is Boogaloo a place? Because I know you fucking lying. There ain't no place called no Boogaloo. Because I done said that to me. Now listen, if there's a place called the Boogaloo, I just need to see their menu because I can guarantee you, I'm sure we're gonna be ended up eating over there. I don't know, but anyway, Tori, we're gonna figure out what we're gonna be eating there when I come out there. When I get ready to come out there. Okay, so Tori say Boogaloo is a restaurant. Okay. Okay. And they got, soul food and stuff like that, collard greens and sweet taters and raised on the river is classy too. All right, so I'm a classy type fella. I'm a classy guy. So I mean, I know I seem a little ratchet on camera, but I like a little classy place, especially if it's gonna be classy and actually offer authentic soul food. I would definitely love that. So I'm gonna actually look up some of those places, and when I get ready to come out there, Tori, you're gonna have to lay around there. Well, who gonna pick up the check, Tori? Now, because I know you've been sitting there asking me about my paper, my pocketbook, and you sitting there probably figuring I'm gonna slide my Discover card or something. Who gonna get this check? I tell you what, Tori, I get the check one night, and you get the check the next night. Now, if you can't get it, cousin, I promise you, I got us. All right, you guys. That is it. That is all. I gotta get out of here and take my bald headed ass, go get something to eat and see who else is offering something good to eat. Cause I ain't gonna tell y'all no lie. Whenever I go out of town, you know, some people say, tell it about you gonna set the discovery card down on the table. We'll see. I mean, of course, I got to discover. You know, we gonna be good, cousin. We gonna have to go. We going for drinks. We going for lunch and drinks, cousin. When I come out there, you better show me a hell of a good time, cousin. Um, but no, so but that's all I have, guys. Um, and I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I need to go eat me something to eat. I've been drinking, I've been shooting shots and carrying on. I haven't eaten anything all day, and my time zone is 7:05. I hadn't eaten breakfast, lunch, din or nothing. So I have to get out of here and go find me something to eat. So, but with that being said, before I leave, please again make sure if this is your first time joining the live, understand that this is not going to be the last one. So please be prepared for all the other future lives that are going to be taking place. And hit the subscribe button. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so that when I hit these, do these live videos and do the upload them, you will be one of the first ones to jump in the comments section, or make sure to be in the live chat. Also, make sure when this video is posted, hit the thumbs up button and make sure to share this video with another cousin so they can see all this shit we done talked about and the things that we've gone over. And as always, I encourage you guys, through all we're going through, I tell you, make sure to take care of yourself and love yourself first. Why? Because if you can't love yourself, come on now. You can't tell nobody else how to live if you ain't loving yourself, right? So love yourself the right way. Wrap your arms around yourself, cousin. My arms are long. We put them like this. My arms long, motherfucker. Hug yourself. Give yourself a smooch on the arm or some shit, and give yourself a credit for all the things that you have done, all the things that you have dealt with, and all the things that you have triumphed from. And love yourself first and foremost. Because if you don't love your goddamn self, and make sure those who are loving you in the same way you loving them. Because if not, anybody got time for all that bullshit, right? All right, y'all. Listen, this is the end of this live, and Tori, I'm gonna be up for that. I'm gonna be up for all that. You said you gonna take off from work. All right, be ready. The Bible says, "Be ye ready, honey." And I need you, cousin, to be ye ready when I get ready to come out there and show me a good time on the town. All right, and shit, I might come out there next month or next weekend because I'm a Sagittarius. I'm a sporadic traveler. I just decided to do things. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to let you know though, so you can be off. But anyway, I love you guys so much, cousins. Thank you so much for joining me for this test live and talking all the shit that we done talked and been going through, all the things that we are going through. And make sure to get out there and vote. And that Project 2025 shall not come to fruition. All right. Love you guys. Later.